Welcome friends, it's my birthday today and I just thought that it would be good to give myself a break. We haven't brewed this week, everyone's got very lazy. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to run through where we are with our brew house and our setup here in Stallbridge, North Dorset. On that note, anyone is welcome to come and drop by. We have a complete cooler of craft beer. We have 8 taps of homebrew that are generally always on. So you'll come down, have a glass, have a chat, hang out. All very, very welcome in this lovely part of the world. Anyway, so we thought it'd just be good to have a look at exactly where we are with all our stuff, what we use day to day, week to week, stuff that hardly ever gets used, that was expensive and just gathers dust. I mean, the thing is that homebrewing is something you can easily accumulate a lot of equipment, but then if you also sell some of that equipment too, it gets out of hand pretty quickly, as you can see behind me. Anyway, let's just start with the brewing systems that we currently use, and then we'll go on from there. So starting from left to right, we have the Mashmaster here. That's a 40 litre system that we're currently developing ourselves. More on that coming up very, very soon. Well, I won't say very, I've been saying that for about a year. But at some point in the next decade, we might actually make that commercially available.
It has appeared on quite a few videos.
It has appeared on quite a few videos.
So
It's got great whirlpool, great whirlpool
whirlpool
capability, and yeah.
It's a great bit of kit.
Gary, talk about the tilts.
Tilts. We use the tilts, but they were basically designed back in the day when everyone was using plastic fermenters. So they upgraded, and was it your birthday? Christmas present to a Tilt Pro, which is, as you can see, considerably bigger. It's got a better range. It's more stable. During
the Tilt Pro seems to be a lot more accurate during fermentation.
Yeah, and I think it gives you an extra decimal point. On the old.
It's got a better range. It's just, it's a better bit of kit. I mean, they're great just to monitor if you're really geeky and you want to see exactly how it's going and when active fermentation is finishing. It's ideal.
It's really handy for that. Yeah, they do a middle version, which is slightly bigger, unless it's slightly smaller. I think we stock them in the shop, but I think I might treat myself to one at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I quite need the Pro, but the Pro Mini is basically in between.
Real men have the Pro, let's be honest.
Overcompensation.
So Grainfather S40, this is one that we were actually sent by Grainfather free to shoot some videos, which we did do, and actually it is a good system, and I brewed a couple of banging Neepers on there, which you can see amongst our videos. This, don't mention that we've got this to the Black Country Homebrew guys, they'll be wild with rage, but that's coming on a video very soon. But it's basically just it's an insulated mash tun. It's not. It's a cooler. It's a drinks cooler. So I'm going to be using that soon. Because basically I feel that a lot of people started with these. I missed out on that in my brewing career.
Jumping.
So we want to play around with that as a sort of a 2 to 3 vessel system and see how we get on. We have our 2 30 litre kettles. These we do sell as well. These are a great step up from plastic kit. Grain basket that clips nicely onto the edge. It's got a nice ball valve. We fitted it with a quick disconnect, so we can add pumps and hoses into the mix as well, and a thermo well.
Yeah, we're looking with the.
Yeah, you can see the old analog gauge there, how we've relocated that. But yeah, for 30 litre, I've had great efficiencies out of this. Just a very good, nice little compact system. Got the 10 litre variant over here, its little brother. Brewzilla, so we got the most recent Gen 4 35 litre. We're about 2 brews in on that, maybe 3?
2 so far.
You need to get cracking on that.
I got one next week.
Excellent. We got the accessories kit, so we got the jacket, we've got the whirlpool arm, and whatever else comes. You've even got a little insulation thing for the reset arm, haven't you?
Yes, I took it off.
Yeah, we're going to get to grips more with the Brewzilla over the next month or two. As we start, we try and mix it up with our videos. We try to not focus on the same system too often, which hopefully some of you find useful out of our channel, is that we mix it up, which gives us an excuse to buy and accumulate as much kit as possible. Handy. So to move water, sparge water, etc. around our brew house, we just use our standard magnetic pump here, which we also sell, and then we've got so when I say a budget chiller, it's not really a budget chiller, but we've got a couple of immersion chilling coils, but we more often use the 30 plate work chiller that we also sell. And we have Ed's Recirc / Sparge Halo, which we will be selling soon. Not that exact one because that's a disgrace, but that was a prototype, so look for that coming out soon as well. And then we've got all the usual baskets and mash paddles and so on. Just quick shout out to these buckets here. These are super useful. When you get a bit precious about dropping liquid on your floor, 3 or 4 of those around your brew house. So that's that for our brewing systems. Well, let's go and have a look at the fermenters now, and in the meantime, go and grab yourself a t-shirt. Okay, our arsenal of fermenters. Got the Firmzilla, is it Gen 3.2, is that what it is?
Something like that, yeah, but I think it is 3.2.
There you go.
Probably says on the side.
Yeah, Gen 3.2, obviously with the collection jar at the bottom and the hop bong kit, which is pretty cool, and the steel carb caps. That's what they're called, isn't it? Carb caps?
Yeah, carb caps. Yeah.
God, I got a good memory. On the bottom shelf, we've got 2 of the Fermenter King Jr. 12 litre.
Yes.
We've actually got 4 of those, and the reason that we've got 4 is because we can use them for experiments of dry hopping and yeast and so on, so it's a completely even playing field.
They've already featured in, I think it was the Nipa's.
Yeah, Nipa yeast video. Yeah, they've been on a few so far. Really good bits of kit. I mean, they're 36 quid or so, so you tell you, for that money, you cannot go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
And this was, the whole assembly with hop on about 200. SS Brewtech brew bucket, I think it's 25 litres from memory. The only issue with this, as you probably see, as mentioned in a few videos, is the fact that we do get suck back issues, which is actually quite annoying. I think it's a bit of a flaw really, but you know it is what it is. There are ways you can develop a mod. We're talking about doing some kind of valve in the top, aren't we?
Yeah, probably putting similar to like gas posts. You can get them, they're called bulkhead mounted gas posts. So we could just put a little hole and mount one in and push some CO2 in.
I don't use that one a lot, to be honest. If I'm doing like a more sort of traditional ale,
it's great for that.
I'll use that one.
You just have to be a bit careful when cold crashing.
We've got all the usual paraphernalia, by the way, demi-johns. We've got 5 litre buckets. We've got 23 litre buckets. 25 litre buckets, I think they are. But anyway, all that kind of stuff. And then you've got Gandy's fermenter on the end.
Which is the King Keg Apollo, 30 litre, I think it is, to the neck here. It's basically a cheaper version of the Firmzilla. It's not got all the bells and whistles, it's just straight conical. It doesn't have the hot bong on it.
You've got serious fermenter envy going on, haven't you?
No, the one thing there's one thing I do really like about this compared to Firmzilla, and I'm surprised I haven't done it.
It comes with a free penis pump?
Well, apart from that, I don't need that.
Oh.
This has got the thermo well inside, which is the only thing I would say.
Mine's cleaner than yours.
Well, mine's been usable.
Oh, rubbish!
I'm surprised it doesn't have a thermo well, or some kind of addition that you could put one in. But Firmzilla is very big.
All the plastic stuff for the money is great.
Yeah, so I think this was about 80 quid for it.
And let's go and look at the cupboard in which these fermenters hang out.
So we have a secret cupboard.
Custom made, British craftsmanship.
It's very good.
I'll hold it open for you.
And this is where we hide away fermentation fridges. We have one large one, which is really good. It's the one we use the most, to be fair. As you can see, you can fit an SS Brewtech brew bucket and a demijohn on top. We have actually got 2 heat tubes. We just use the 50 watt, 30 watt greenhouse heaters. They're plugged into an Inkbird with the old temperature probe in place. Works really well. We can fit our biggest fermenter, which is the Firmzilla, without the hot bong on, unfortunately.
Doesn't quite fit.
Not quite, yeah. It just doesn't quite go. We have 2 heat tubes because we can then get this temperature, this fridge up to 30 or mid 30s.
We had 35, didn't we, for the Kvike?
Yeah, and that's why there's 2 in there. We also have, on this side, a little fridge, which is a little, it doesn't cold crash, doesn't get down to temperature quite so well. You probably can't see. It's actually full of beer at the moment. But we
that's
can,
the second one, isn't it?
Yeah, that can be used. I think we're going to look to get a second large one.
We do have our old chest freezer next door, don't we? In our warehouse,
yes.
We've got more capacity in a big chest freezer as a.
And you could stand probably 2 or 3 brew buckets in there.
Yeah, it's quite big, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean my Apollo fermenter goes in there quite easily. I don't know if you'd get Firmzilla in there. Might be a little tall. Also in here, tucked away nicely, wedged in the wall.
I'll get it off.
is our little Raspberry Pi. This is a Nano, I think it is, which I set up as a repeater to record all of the tilts, which works really well being really close.
Our draft tap setup. We've got 8, as you can see. We've got 6 into taps, and then we've got 2 of the nitro taps as well. Gang, you probably know this. Why are the nitro taps different to those? There's a question for you.
There's a question for you.
Anyway, so these are, straight through. Behind this wall is our office / kitchen / Keezer. So literally we've just bolted them on the wall. You can see a video in depth on this. Goes through, and then we've got a nice Keezer behind, which we'll go and have a look at now. Oh, and a custom-made Gandhi drip tray that he's still talking about finishing. Right, let's move behind and have a look at the mechanics of the Keezer and the draft setup. Sorry about the lighting in here.
It's not really designed as a studio.
It's not. It's our little back of house.
We have done a video on the Keezer, so there will be a link in the description about the full build. So I won't go into too much details. Basically, we store our gas here. There's a line coming in, and then we can fit 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. We can fit 10 corny kegs in there. Obviously, we've only got 8 taps, but it does mean we can keep 2 conditioning. We've also got into the habit of putting little tags on, so we know what they are.
Yeah, so our pipes are numbered both ends, so it's just easy just to allocate them and know what you're dealing with if there's an issue.
Leading on round, so the gas comes in there. It's the only place we keep the gas. We have a line coming all the way up along. So on this back wall here, this is for running the duo filler for our can filling. So we've got gas out into a inline regulator.
It's the birthday boys sandwich. I'm going to be having as soon as I press the off switch in a sec.
So we've got an inline regulator, which basically means we can run the duo filler and push the beer up and out off the other line that's coming out of it. And then that's situated right next to our canner, which puts a lid on, and next to the sink, so it's easy to keep clean, tidy, and...
Let's talk about the Brew then. The fact that we've got this canning machine and we've still not done a video on it. As you can tell, things move around here about as quick as concrete. Let's grab a can of water, shall we, and just demonstrate that?
Yeah.
Right, as Gandhi gets the Brew ready for demonstration, talk to you about our Brew Bros barrel aging project. All 2 of them. So these 2, one sits with when they're not aging beer, and generally always stouts for us. But this one lives with brandy inside, this one lives with bourbon, wild turkey. And basically we just rotate them. That one's the only one that's got stout in at the moment. We're about to keg using our nice little, these are both 10 litres by the way. So we're about to keg that one into a nice little 10 litre corny keg. And we're trying at the moment around the 3-month mark, and we're going to see beyond that what kind of level of oakiness and what characteristics you get. So that is work in progress, hence why it's called a project.
So we've got a 330, we'll come into the shop, 330ml can. It comes with some pucks. I think we had to buy...
Pucks? Is that what
they look like...
They look like pucks.
They look like pucks, so I'm going to call them pucks. Standard height's 500, then 440, which we got as an additional adapter, and 330 for our little cans. Just pop it in after it's come off a duo filler. We will do a full video on this actually. We should do.
That's a promise.
Soon. That is a promise actually.
We've only had it what, year and a half? No, that's a lie. Year and 3 months.
It's not been used for a while either. You literally stick it in. We run through the proper process once we use it, and that's it.
And that is it.
And that is it.
That would be so embarrassing if that leaked.
Yeah, it would have been. I have adjusted it, well, relatively recently. It needs a little bit of fine tweaking. I think basically it needs to push up a bit harder. Yeah, can of water.
Any homebrewers in the North Dorset area is welcome to pop in with a corny keg, and we all do some canning. Maybe you might want to buy some stuff, do some canning, maybe buy some more stuff.
Do some more canning.
Have some chat, maybe buy some more stuff. Quite proud of our little glass collection. We've got more, but that's the only ones out on parade at the moment. Basically, we go to a tap room, we collect a glass. So what we got up there, we got Yonder, Dea, Siren, London Beer Factory, Brew Bros, obviously Verdant, Left-Handed Giant, Brew York, Evil Twin, Vault City, and Padstow, and one on the end, who I'm not familiar with that brewery. That one on the end, it's got a dog logo, isn't it?
Small one from Scotland. No one's really heard of it.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard that one. Right, that covers Brew Bros HQ. Let's go and have a look at Ed's place and see his setup. You probably remember this from some of the tastings that we've done. Ed is laid up in the house at the moment. He went running and twisted his knee really badly. I always said that running was bad for you. But anyway, yeah, he's crocked, so no Ed, unfortunately. Don't feel right to be in here without the old bald eagle, does it?
Oh, and it is a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, get well soon, Ed. Anyway, so yeah, 20-gallon SS Brewtech system, hot liquor tank HLT, and the mash tun, and then the boil kettle. Yeah, I mean that network of, well, you see the element down at the bottom, this sort of S-shaped element, and then the HLT pipework. I'm trying to remember where he got that from. I think it was a company in the Netherlands, but anyway, all that piping is pretty intricate for that constant pursuit of a nice even mash temp. Yeah, 3-vessel system. He's got the Homebrew controller up here. Homebrew as opposed to the popular drink that you find in Scotland. And then he's got the SS Brewtech Uni tank, which he's got the hop dropper and what's that bubbly thing on the top? You know what that is?
It's just a spinning valve.
Spinning valve. Cool. There you are. It's a very adventurous looking spinning valve, isn't it?
It's quite a... I assume it must be, because it's got the glass around it. It can be obviously used at zero pressure as well.
Yeah. And then Ed's pretty anal about all his boxes. He likes everything in boxes in his home, which to be honest I do as well, as you can see. So he's got all his speciality malts there, all his components all nicely labelled up. And he's got the...
Is it a filter or is it a...
Is it a filter?
It's for hopping.
Or is it for dry hopping?
You can tell if you open it up.
Filter.
It's a filter.
There you are, it's a filter.
I don't
God, it stinks. He needs to clean that.
I don't think he's ever...
That's fragrant.
Ever seen him use it.
Well, I'll leave that with you.
Oh, got it.
And then all Ed's stuff, he's got Riptide pumps, and then he's got the Blickman Therminator chiller. So no expense spared in here, really. Anyway, and that's that. So that's our kind of complete rundown. In brief, we could go on for hours and hours and hours. We're pretty proud, to be honest, of the whole setup. Like it's.
I don't think we're wanting for anything at the moment, are we? Really, we've got.
Man always wants for something, Andy.
That's true, but we've got pretty much any system. We've got our big access to a big 3-vessel system. We've got an all-in-one with the Grainfather and the Brewzilla.
Yep.
And then we've got the sort of boil in the bag style ones.
And slightly more simple, scaled back stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, stovetop.
And stovetop.
Anyway, so yeah, hope you found it interesting. Hope you guys are all well. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on another video next week. We're doing another speed brew next week, amongst other things. There's a whole load of stuff backed up. It's just time, the gift of time. Anyway, yeah, thanks again, and have an awesome weekend. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.